Every November 11th, we take a moment of silence to honor the veterans that fought to keep our country safe. But Remembrance Day has more to it than we think, and it doesn't get nearly enough of the attention that it deserves. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, and welcome back to the most amazing Top 5, where I break down the world into brilliant Top 5 lists. Be sure to sit back, subscribe, and let me entertain you. Before we begin, I want to hear from you guys. What holiday do you think deserves more attention? It can't be Christmas or Halloween, they get enough already. Let's jump into our list with the top 5 shocking Remembrance Day facts. In the number 5 spot, we have 11/11 at 11 o'clock. Nationwide, whether you are at work or at school, most people will stop for a moment of silence at 11 a.m. on this 11th day of November to honor the time of the document that was signed to end World War I. But in truth, the document was actually signed at 5 a.m., not 11 like we believe. The reason we stand silent at 11 is because the treaty didn't actually come into effect until 6 hours after 5 a.m. They didn't have an email back then to speed up with their news stories. And look how much the world has changed. I mean, I can report something and have it around the world in front of your faces in a matter of minutes. Up next, in the number 4 spot, we have different poppy colors. We are mostly used to the red poppies we see everywhere when November rolls around. However, there are 2 other common variations you may have seen but not realized why. The first is a white poppy, and these are worn by pacifist people who are against war as a way to promote peace. The second is purple, which commemorates animals' lives that were also lost during war. I want to get me one of those. I really should be wearing a poppy hosting this video. Moving on to the number 3 spot, we have In Flanders Field. This is probably one of the most well-known art pieces about Remembrance Day. The poem was written by a Canadian doctor named John McRae, who served in World War I and the South African War. The poem is so famous and praised that it's almost impossible to imagine that it was written in 20 minutes. Sometimes the greatest work takes no time at all. I mean, my top 5 facts on Mia Khalifa went viral, and it took me less than 20 minutes. More like 5. Next up at number 2 is the Thanksgiving Day conflict. In the 20s, Remembrance Day and Thanksgiving were celebrated on the same day, 2 very different holidays with very different moods. Obviously, that didn't work so well, and by 1931, Remembrance Day was given the dignity of having its very own day, rather than having its day hijacked by turkeys and pie. Finally, in the number 1 spot, we have poppy etiquette. While wearing a poppy is meant to be respectful, it has to be done right. The poppy has to be worn on the left side, close to the heart, and should not be worn with any other pins or decorations. It's to be worn from the last Friday in October until 11 a.m. on November 11th. After that, it should be taken off, but never thrown out. You can imagine that would be pretty disrespectful. I don't know, as a kid, I used to cut them up and make things out of them, which was a really bad idea. Shoot. But don't tell anyone. I shouldn't have told you guys. So there you have it, the top 5 shocking Remembrance Day facts. My name is Michael McCrudden. Thanks for checking out this channel and watching this video. We have 2 more in front of me or behind me right now. You should click on one of those, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video.